Before we move into the next round, we have to do a little housekeeping. After round one, we take the fastest losers from that first round and match them up. That brings the Devil's Dodge. John Seasock out of Pennsylvania. He'll match up against David Morris out of Springfield, Tennessee in the equalizer. So, well, this is the first time that any of these monster truck drivers have run on sand and have run on the beach. It's held up very, very nicely. It just takes a little finesse. You've got to keep the tires glued to the sand in order to get the winner's circle and to move on to the next round. Give this win to David Morris in the far lane in the equalizer. He figured it all out. You need to keep the horsepower on the sand. Even in no man's land in between the jumps, you need to have the horsepower planted in the sand.
Track conditions here are pretty good. We didn't know what to expect, but the sand seems to have a little cushion to it, and the trucks can actually, once they jump the first set of cars, we can bite into it and get it hooked up good to head for the finish line. The track here is it's a little bit longer than some of the outdoor tracks we run on, so what we'll do is we'll soften the shocks up, and that will absorb the ramp, the impact on the ramp, and we'll try to keep the truck lower to the ground instead of getting so much.
More housekeeping to take care of. We take the fastest loser and the slowest winner up. It's Nightmare Gary Bauer out of Vienna, Ohio, a round one winner. He's got to defend his honor as he moves to the line right here. He's a tough running Ford. Carolina Crusher Gary Wiggins out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, went head-to-head with the Gravedigger, came out on the short end of the stick right here. It's another good, tough running matchup. It is Chevrolet versus Ford right here on the beach. Wiggins in the far side, the Nightmare Gary Bauer near lane. Ohio takes on North Carolina, if you will. Another side-by-side run. The win goes to Gary Wiggins out of North Carolina in the Carolina Crusher. These guys are figuring out what it takes to win here on the New Jersey beach.
Basically, the track really worked out real good today, a lot better than we figured it would. I mean, it's basically kind of hard to work on something that really you've never been on before. And it was real puzzling, but really now, after we've been on it, I feel like it was a real great track. I mean, super great. What I'll probably do is now, because the temperature and everything down here, I'm going to kind of like lean the motor out a little bit, and I'll probably drop my tire pressure down a little bit. Change a few things on the truck that I didn't do today, because I feel like I can do it without braking a whole lot. So I feel like this track here, though, is going to be real good. There's some real good racing on it, because the truck's going to really prepare for it tonight.
That puts the wraps on round number one, the preliminary rounds. Now, these drivers have had a couple of passes over the track. They've figured out what they need to do. Now it's time to tune the vehicles and get them prepared for the upcoming rounds. Add a little bit here, take a little bit there. Crew chiefs are working hard to get them set up. They've all had a couple of passes. They know what they have to do. Round two is on the way next. Stay with us. Wheel Power continues from Wildwood, New Jersey. Side-by-side monster truck racing. Thunder on the beach. Welcome back to Wildwood, New Jersey. Now, there was a little bit of concern about the monster truck's performance right here on the beach, but the drivers say this is a good track. First time they've ever been on the sand, and the 60,000 plus spectators on hand are having a great time at this first ever Thunder on the Beach monster truck race. We head into the next round right here. It's going to be quick. The winners continue to advance. The losers, well, they get to have a little fun on the beach. Monster Patrol and Tom Means had a good first round. He's going to match up against the Snakebite.
Yeah, we had a really good track out here today. We're just going to have to gear down, see maybe if we can't keep down over the first set of cars, get some good traction between the cars, and just let the Ford motor come alive, pull itself out. Right now, I feel that my truck's getting a lot more bite off the line. I'm running full lug Firestone tires this weekend. We're just trying to get the power down to the ground. That's our only problem. We're just getting too much air over the first set of cars. If we can keep the power down on the ground, let the Firestones and the Ford motor go to work, it ain't going to be a problem. We'll take these guys out, no fat.
A very confident Ricky Rattler behind the wheel of the Snakebite. He says he's going to win this round. Well, it may be up to the Monster Patrol to prove him wrong. That's why you put them side by side, and that's why you run them. Let's see who takes the win here as we start round number two. Monster Patrol takes the win.
It was a fierce run between two great competitors, and I think we narrowly pulled it out at the end there.
Former mud racer Tom Means puts the Monster Patrol into the next round. He has found the chassis set up to his liking here on the beach. Moving up next, we've got David Morris in the Equalizer. He's made some adjustments in the chassis. And the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet, Gary Wiggins, set to go. Side-by-side monster truck racing, 10,000-pound vehicles matching up here. And again, they go from a standing start, reaching speeds of up to 55 miles per hour. Doesn't seem real fast, but when you consider a 10,000-pound vehicle from a standing start going 285 feet, well, pretty impressive. Running these engines on alcohol. This round, Equalizer against the Carolina Crusher. Gary Wiggins in the Crusher up against David Morris out of Tennessee in the Equalizer. The winner moves on to the next round, and this is going to be one great side-by-side race. Boy, that's a close one. The Equalizer, David Morris, taking the win away from Gary Wiggins and Carolina Crusher. Side-by-side, you don't get any. Now it's Bigfoot 10, Lonnie Childress behind the wheel out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, we usually don't run on the sand like this. It's a little bit different. We ran yesterday on it. Ducked up pretty good. Ramps kind of went away toward the semifinals there. We had to rebuild the ramps. I really don't think we're going to do a whole lot different. Maybe get through the gears a little faster, try to get the tire speed up, and hopefully we can take the win out today.
Well, this round will have Nightmare up against Bigfoot the Cruiser. Gary Bauer behind the wheel of Nightmare and Lonnie Childress behind the wheel of the Bigfoot Ford. A Ford versus Ford battle right here on the beach. It should be a good one. The winner advances, the loser goes home. Bigfoot shows exactly how strong that truck is. Walked away from the Nightmare, and Lonnie Childress moves into the next round. Boy, they really got it figured out. You've got to be able to put all the horsepower down onto the sand and into the track. You want to stay low on this course. That's what puts you into